light, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Hope you're all doing well. It's the 19th of September, 2024. It's 10:53 p.m. And this looks like the Dark Star in here. So the Phantom Matrix, right? You believe what you want. It's fine with me. This is stuff I've learned, and I'm still learning. You call it plasma, call it whatever you want. It's a phantom matrix. It's a matrix. It's world bleeding into our world. It's because the veil's dropping. That is definitely looks like the Dark Star right there. Could be just a huge. These ships are gonna look different than we even understand because we've been the best kept secret from ourselves. Period. End of story. It's like phantasms, and we're talking about phantasms, we're talking about power brokers. It's supernatural. It really is supernatural. We're in a certain vibration. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and they used the word Planet X, but they were asking me what I thought we were in. And, and this was somebody that I've never had this kind of conversation. I've never had a conversation with someone who've asked me that in like real time. And, we're in a memory bank. We truly are in a memory bank. We're in a vibration. We can't go back to yesterday. Yesterday's gone. It's a memory. What we can do is take what we learned from yesterday and apply it to today. And all we have is right now. Right? All we have is right now, this moment and this time, and then 5 minutes goes by, that's gone. We don't have tomorrow yet. So we're in a true vibration of a memory bank. And these are phantom worlds bleeding into our world. That's why I find the planet theory kind of weird. I really do find that weird because I truly believe we're in this vibration. That's why they took all the bells. They took all, originally, they used sound and sense and vibration to heal, to connect to the soul. And they took all that, which I guess would be like what they call like Lucifer's world, right? And I'm not into organized religion. If you believe in that, that's great for you. I'm not saying this isn't a dark world because we're in a low density, but a lot of us are rising out of this, and a lot of us are being tested right now. We really are being tested. We've been isolated. Some of us are some are homeless. Some are losing their homes. Some are being harassed. It's because of who you are. It truly is because of who you are, and you got to just keep rising up. You just got to keep rising up. You got to really do a lot of self-talk, a lot of high vibrational self-talk because of the shift that's happening. These eclipses are moving us. They're using these energies, which to me an eclipse is CERN. Because I'm sorry, I will never believe for a fucking second that where the sun rises and the moon rises in the east, even though the moon's all over the place, which is truly a reflection that we're in. So isn't the sun. How are they meeting? How are they possibly meeting together? How are they eclipsing each other? It's because something else is here. It's CERN. Just like when they show us planets, right? Always a round thing. They're only showing you a certain part of it through a round scope, right? And they're using this James Webb telescope to find heaven. They're not looking for other world planets. They're finding heaven. We're talking about heaven and earth and the different layers and the different frequencies that get us there and come back. You want to believe you're on a round ball zooming through space? By all means, have at it, little dude. I do not. I've never believed that. It never made sense. And the moon is doing somersaults. So I was having a conversation with somebody about this yesterday, which was kind of cool because I haven't met too many people in real life, on the street that are thinking like this. Um, and this gentleman was like truly fascinated, honestly, what I had to say. He called it Planet X, but um, I feel that's a ship or an interstellar, because it's called the Heavenly Ones. The Heavenly Ones Return. I mean, it was in the newspapers back in like 1981. And yes, it's all written in scripture and everything, but we're talking about heaven and earth and different layers of vibrations of time, of frequency, I mean, how do you explain a haunting? All right, let's talk about the paranormal. How do you explain that? Because it's different worlds colliding. All right, whether it's in the physical flesh, the spiritual, and it's bleeding into our world. There's certain frequencies, certain ley lines here that happens at. Um, and I totally believe in big vessels that are here, because the heavenly ones return, even though they distorted this place, and they did. I'm not saying all Anunnaki did that, but many Anunnaki did. They aligned with the reptilians. All right, you have a whole world underneath our feet. So you have worlds on top of worlds on top of worlds, and they're bleeding through. This is a phantom matrix coming through our world. This stuff literally rolls through us. It isn't a planet way out there, right, that we're staring at. This is stuff that's rolling right through us. No lie, it is. And it's affecting us, and we're feeling it. You have dragons here. We're on the land of dragons. You have Atlantis, you have Lemuria. This is what we're filming in the Veil. Is it parts of, I mean, that's why they say with NASA, those who, it's kind of funny, those who went in space, if you really believe in space, it smells like burnt flesh. Because a battle took place there. The Battle of Orion happened. And we're seeing body parts. I mean, we're seeing bone, we're seeing flesh, we're seeing fascia, and the spiritual world is using our world through, whether it's the solar flares, however that works, because matter is pliable, and we're pliable right now for other things to come into this world. That's why storms are happening. That's why there's so many storms happening, because if you go back to mythology, which isn't a myth, by the way, it tells you that. It tells you how these titans descend to our world. But this world has been so suppressed with distractions and distraction. All the world is a stage. The fact that, okay, let's pause for a second and talk about Trump and being shot. That was such a distraction. They will do anything to get your attention. Do you understand your vote doesn't even matter? It doesn't. Your vote doesn't mean diddly poo. It's for you to invest. It's a harvesting system. For you to invest your energy into this being that's just a character. Do you really think he's running the world, or this lady would be running the world? No. They are just puppets. They're not even who you think they are. And they're not. They're reptilians. Reptilians run this world. It's a slave world, and we're breaking out of it. Hence, this is no secret. This is why I truly believe in angels, and I truly believe in angelic technology, and I truly believe and know that the angels are also playing a role in this for us who are paying attention to see through the bullshit. All right? This is a phantom matrix coming through, connecting into our world. If you want to call it plasma, whatever you call it, it's whatever. It's a phantom matrix. It's ships, it's other world, it's beings, it's celestials, it's their armor. It's this could be a huge I mean, you can see it. I mean, I can. It looks like part of a staff. This Ra is here. Ra is really here. I don't know why they call it wormwood. I have no idea. Maybe that's a whole other thing. But all I know from paying attention and learning is the staff is in the energy field, the conical hat is in the energy field of Osiris, and Ra is here. And Ra and Thoth had a battle. Thoth betrayed. You know how Thoth betrayed? Thoth gave away information he shouldn't have given away to the reptilians. Whatever, he made a deal, and he betrayed. He betrayed the Atlanteans. That's why there's this big battle with Atlanteans versus Lemuria. I don't know why there's always a damn battle, but there is. And there's no coincidence this stuff is being discovered right now. And I really have been guided and been picking up on this for years. I mean, not even me, my mom. My mom has been picking up on this back in the 70s. My mom used to talk about this stuff, and it was just always ever unfolding because we came from there. We never left there. We just got put in a different time frame, a different vortex, a different vibration. And now that other vibration is bleeding through again. And the truth will be revealed. You know, these are big ships. This is another battle. It's a control. It's all about controlling the system, us. We're the slaves here. Everything should be, we're born here. Everything should be free. Everything. We shouldn't have to pay for anything. You know what we paid for? For them to have their underground world. That's what we paid for. For them to have their underground world so they could go hide, because they know that this is all going to end up flooding. And there's been many floods, not just the flood of Noah. There's been many, 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 many floods. And we will be flooded again. That whole we're promised. Like, that's a distortion. That is a distortion. We may not get flooded the way Enlil flooded us last time, but we're still going to get flooded. These volcanoes are erupting for a reason, because battles are happening. The Canary Islands, that's all Atlantis. All the Atlantic Ocean is Atlantis. And more will be revealed. Just like the Gulf of Mexico, there's pyramids there. There's pyramids on the West Coast. That's a huge portal pool. That the ocean is a huge stargate, especially the Ring of Fire. And there will be more earthquakes over on the West Coast, because there's going to be big things. You have the Lemurian dragon that runs down the whole coast. That's very real. And that's rising as well, which will set off Yosemite and Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helen. In that whole, we're a sun. We're in a sun. We are the dormant star. We're the dormant star that will go supernova. However that is, but you know, and then the whole 7 suns. That's because of the it refracted off of the many layers. Because remember, the 7 layers, about the 7 layers of heaven. You know, Inanna descended from 7 layers of heaven. You know, I don't know why they demonize Inanna. I don't understand why they demonize all the divine feminine, but Inanna has been descending through the 7 layers of heaven. And if you read up on her, and you really read up on her, and not listen to other people, like do the research, she has to give. She was crucified, just like Christ was crucified. There's a story of the crucifixion in every generation, every whatever, you know, you went from Inanna was crucified, Christ was crucified, then you come into our time where the Wampanoag, okay, the Wampanoag, the Native Americans, they were crucified, all right, they were beheaded, they were dismembered. That's what your Thanksgiving is about. There always seems to be a crucifixion, a sacrifice. They're harvesting our energy. So these eclipses are moving us through time, space, energy, ascension, and you're going to feel it. If you're tuned in, you're going to feel it. If you feel you're chosen, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel attacked. You're going to isolate more, because you're going to want to go within more. You're going to want to connect more. And believe me, that if you feel you're chosen, you are being attacked. You know, if I pulled cards right now, eight, it would be like eight, like I keep saying, it'd be 8 of wands, 5 of swords, 7 of swords. A lot of people are trying to pull fuckery with you because they think that they can. They, these, believe me, you have like assassins coming in at you. We'll call them like assassins that try to attack you. And you know how they attack you? They attack your finances, you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They try to attack you that way. And you got to just keep being stronger and stronger all the time over the bullshit. You will shed away things that are low vibrational. You won't want anything to do with it. You will shed away from, like, I personally like identify more with people in addictions. People are either gonna partake more into their addictions, or and you're not gonna want anything to do with that, um, and or they're going to want to get help and honor their soul and remember their soul. There's going to be no in between. There is no in between anymore. It's either left or right. You're going to honor your soul, are you going to keep ascending, or you're going to keep caving. Like, I'm going through shit right now. You know, I'm going through a lot. I know a lot of other people that are being attacked too. You know, and that's why I'm super careful what I show on here. I don't like to share a lot because for some reason you fuckers out there, you agents, seem to think it's okay to attack us with your little dark magic. But remember when you do that, it comes back to you tenfold. I don't know why y'all do it, but you do. And you'll pay attention to who's going through, you know, use discernment, because I'm not saying, because, you know, those who are in high vibration, you rise to, how do I say that? My friend said it wise the other day. There's the chosen and those who rise to to be chosen. Like, you rise to it. You choose it. Like, you choose it. You're not ignoring it. You're not ignoring the signs. The synchronicities are off the hook. Just keep staying in your higher vibration. You're being, something's trying to suppress you, and you're stronger than that. And sometimes it may not feel like you are. You're human, but you're also an immortal soul. You are divine creator of all that is in a meat suit. You are God, creator of all that is in a meat suit, having this temporary experience in this vibration to experience this at this time. Because this is great. This is amazing what's happening. It's not fun, and a lot of it isn't pretty, but it's amazing. And it is a spiritual battle. It's a supernatural, spiritual battle. And you have a phantom matrix that's rolling through ours right now. And be careful of the distractions. It's a harvesting. They're looking to harvest our energy right now. Heck, they could be looking to harvest us too. You know, for those who, you know, pay attention at that level, you know, use your discernment. But this is quite interesting in here. I mean, this is a whole other, I don't know if this is like some kind of wild vessel or a world, if you will. And that's like, I don't believe in planets, but I do believe in other worlds, and I do believe they can appear. I mean, they do describe, it's weird how they describe Nibiru, honestly, because Nibiru is a ship. But I've also read, you know, but you're reading distortion. If you're reading King James or the Canaanite, or all, it's all distorted. It's all been distorted. Originally, it was not distorted. You choose, you believe what you want. I'm just sharing what I understand. It's been distorted. You're in a distortion. You have reptilians running the world. You have Anunnaki running the world. It's been distorted, ladies and gentlemen. Research King James. If you're reading the King James Bible, you better research who King James is first, and understand what you're doing, and understand what you're reading. And why would you ever, ever, ever be okay with a man pinned to a cross and think that that's okay? Ever. Just saying. Um, this is like, like Atlantis is going to start bleeding through our world. Lemuria is going to start bleeding through our world. Like the over in Hawaii is like a big filter. That's why there's all like even not even Hawaii, like West Coast, probably here on the East Coast too. Like they're filters. They're filtering out energies that, honest to God, most of us don't even understand. But you feel it. You know the energy's there. You learn about it. You work with it. It's filtering out the negative energy because Mother Earth is going to take care of herself. This plane of existence is changing. It's shifting. The terraform is changing here, and whatever this is right here is part of it. All right, this isn't the camera. This is the phantom matrix connecting into the world, putting in golden light here, putting in certain kind of rod frequencies here to maybe offset the 5G here. I mean, I don't know, it's just my take on things. There's no coincidence. It looks like trees, staffs, pillars. There's no coincidence that we're seeing this now on the cameras, and I believe that's the angelic technology showing us. They use Lucifer's scepter, and they do, which is called CERN. And no one can convince me different. That's totally Lucifer's scepter. Lucifer fell here. I feel that I don't think Creator God kicked Lucifer out. I don't believe that. Because we come from love. I believe he was here to monitor humanity, and I believe he became jealous. And when he became jealous, whoever that is, whether it's Enlil, some say it's Enlil, some think it's Enki, he became jealous, and they inserted their DNA, and that's the distortion. That's why we can do really horrible things. And then hopefully you have a conscience and a soul that you try to make those horrible things, or you fix what you did, you feel you did wrong, if you harmed another, kind of thing. Be really careful not to feed into the negative energy, because I do know that some are being really tested with, depending on where you live, with physical violence. You gotta be just, use your own discernment, use your own judgment, but like, you don't want to partake in that, because then you're feeding that lower vibrational energy, right? It's almost, you're undoing everything you've worked so hard to do. And we're in this time that you're going to be tested. Be careful. What wolf are you feeding? I love that old Native American saying about what wolf are you feeding? And don't think that you're ever abandoned. I love that Footprints in the Sand is my favorite poem. When we feel that where were you? The one set of footprints is God carrying us through the times that we didn't think God was carrying us. And I truly know that and believe that. And I speak from experience of dying and coming back here, that you come from so much love. It's ridiculous. It's weird. It's fucking weird here. It really is weird. It's weird how people can hang on to anger and hate and resentment. Like, you're feeding the beast. Like, and some people just, and that's more the reptilian. That would be your reptilian part, your reptilian brain. You're feeding your ego. You're feeding the beast. Why are you hanging on to anger, resentment? Why are you letting people piss you off? Because you're being tested. You come from so much love. It's ridiculous. Just saying. And you are truly divine creator of all that is, having this temporary experience. The Orion Wars happened. The Orion Battle happened. We're seeing pieces and parts in the veil. We're seeing hands, arms, feet, legs, bodies. We're seeing transformers. We're seeing dragons. Enlil is described perfectly. And we're filming Enlil half the time. The bear, he has feet like bear. He has leopard print and a lion's head. That's Enlil. You got to release the J-hooks. It's important to release the J-hooks. or not. You know, you do you. But this is my channel, and this is what I'm guided to speak on, is to release the J. I'm not saying Christ isn't real. Absolutely, Christ is real, or else you wouldn't be here. But the J's, you got to release the J hooks. All right, because that's still the crucifixion. You were really not born with sin. Cut the shit. Really, you think you were really born with sin? You're born here and you did something wrong? Mm-mm. No, that's a reptilian belief. That's a belief to keep you suppressed. You know, you make a choice every day. Again, which wolf are you going to feed? You choose. But this Phantom Matrix is incredible. And it is bleeding through our world, and the veil is dropping. And Ra is here. Osiris is here. Isis is here. Look at, that's an arm right here. This is a body. That's a head. Um, there's so many that are here. Merlin's been coming through a lot for me. You know, and I go with it. I go with what I get guided to go with, because for a reason, it's a memory. We are in a memory bank. I really believe we're in the halls of Amente somehow, in a memory bank, having this experience here, because you can't change yesterday. You can take yesterday and learn from it and apply it for today, but you can't go back to yesterday, and there is no tomorrow. There's only right now. So clearly that tells me we're in a memory, right? And you're being tested, and you're being tried, and you're being targeted. And that's serious. I take, and I align with you who are a targeted individual. It's very serious. And you know who you are, because it's all at the same fucking time. It's like Captain Obvious. Like, okay, I'm a targeted one. You know, when you have all this stuff happening all at the same time, um, you're targeted, and something's trying to screw with you to keep you suppressed for whatever reason. Call it being chosen. I do believe that to a point. I don't, with no ego, at all. I think we're all chosen. It's just whether you choose to rise to take on the task of that. And that's just by honoring your soul, you know, and honoring who you are, and honoring God, honoring Christ, and calling, and sometimes, you know, depending on who you are, you're here to call out some serious bullshit, which makes you targeted, because evil does not want to be called out, ever. And you will be attacked for that, unfortunately. But yeah, that's an arm. Isn't that incredible? This is an arm, a body. This is like, it's definitely a head in here. Like a, you know, like Terminator. We've already been through that. We've already been through the Terminator wars. Now we're in the plasma level. We're heading into the plasma. We're in a quantum leap right now. And this is definitely the Phantom Matrix. And this looks to me like, there's more in that too, but this to me looks like the Dark Star, what they call the brown, whatever, dwarf star. And I'm not saying it's not real. It's just not what they told us. It's going to come in a different vibration, a different frequency, and it definitely rolls right through us. And it does. Let's see what we can see here. I love the golden light. This looks like a shield. I mean, you know, you see what you see. I'm going to just let you all do that, because there's a lot in here. And I haven't really taken a lot of time. I just took these pictures this morning because I thought they were amazing. And I've been watching these things roll right through us. And I've been showing it for a while, how they're rolling right through us. And that's how Christ would be able to walk through the veil. It's not that far out there. And it's sad that people don't believe that the Messiah will not, you know, it's like, it's weird to me to hear some of the things I hear. It's like, but you believe in Lucifer and you believe in Satan and all that crap. What's so hard to believe about, you know, the Messiah appearing? Just saying, you know, something to think about, or don't. Hi, Moon Empath. But yeah, that looks like the Dark Star, just like in Star Wars. Just like in Star Wars. That's where they got it from. George Lucas was pretty on point with a lot of things. You know, this is something in here. It's a whole phantom matrix, a phantom world. It's bleeding into our world. So I know some of you are going through some real heavy stuff, and I'm sorry for that. But keep rising. Keep rising up. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it beat you down. That's what this energy is trying to do. This is, there's blood in the sky. They call it red iron oxide. It's blood. It's blood. Let's call it what it is. The sky is bleeding. Something's giving birth. We're dealing with anatomy, physiology, we're dealing with biology. Not dust. Mother Earth is bleeding because there's battles going on underneath her. All these things that have been shown to me in the videos I've been posting are truly guided to me. I knew over in Canary Island, the whole area over here is Atlantis, and I knew it was going to appear. It's in the phantom layer right now. And that a great battle happened there. A battle happened with Lemuria, and the United States is definitely it's definitely a battlefield of. That's why there's so many crystals. Clearly a great battle took place. It's at the bottom of a pyramid. So there's lots of. I can't find the word I'm looking for right now. It's like Troy, when they go behind the wall and the battle takes place out by the ocean on the beach. And when all is said and done, it's like a field. It's a battlefield, just littered with the battle. That's what the United States is, and that portal's open on the West Coast. And there's no coincidence they're showing us these stargates right now in like Michigan. It is so it's deep. It's just so deep and so unfortunately diabolical. It's actually brilliantly diabolical. Um, so that's all I really wanted to come on and talk about. Like, this is a phantom matrix. If you want to call it plasma, by all means, whatever tickles you pink. It's still a phantom matrix. We're dealing with phantasms. We're dealing with power brokers. We're dealing with demons. We're dealing with reptilians. We're dealing with Dracos. We're dealing with Anunnaki. They walk amongst us. We're also dealing with Ceres. We have the birds coming in, which are very high vibrational. As well, they're really high vibrational, like, and considered like angelics. It's going to be a lot different than we've been programmed or taught. Just saying, So yeah, and this is like, you can see there's an entity right here. There's almost like a hole, like a pothole right here, but you can see the entity coming through here. There's a lot in here. And yeah, this is definitely the Dark Star right here. Reminds me of Star Wars. And they got you thinking and believing, and like, it's hard to say. I'm gonna call you out, like Sam Hoffman. He wants you to believe this stuff is orbiting around you, and it's asteroid field of body. He's not gonna tell you it's bodies and it's rolling right through you. They want you to believe it's still outside of you. It's messed up. There's still these ex-governments that signed documents and worked for the government. They're still not telling you the whole truth. Believe what you want, clearly, but they're still not telling you the whole truth. And I don't get it. I don't understand, but maybe it's not for me to understand. This is rolling through us. I'm not saying this stuff doesn't, it's taking on our matter, okay? And when it takes on our matter, then we'll have like things coming through that burn through the atmosphere, that take on rock form, if you will. That's how I see it. I've never for a freaking second believed we were a round ball rolling, zooming through space. It just never made sense to me. And it was cool to have a conversation with someone yesterday, in my life, that, was aware of it, and to really just have that kind of conversation of like no, I really feel clearly we're in a vibration that's been altered. We're definitely in some kind of memory bank, and it's not what. And granted, you're reading scripture, but scripture's still distorted, and it is. I'm not saying there's not gems in there, because there's knowledge in there, um, but it's been distorted. The original 12 tribes were here to teach a high vibrational way of. All right. Once again, the original 12 tribes were here to teach the original high vibrational way to be, to live. And then you had the Anunnaki that aligned, some Anunnaki that aligned with the reptilians and distorted it. And that's fact. It's true. And again, I'm not saying there isn't truth in scripture, but like, you got to use discernment. It's not going to be the way they wrote it. You have to read between the lines. It even states like Christ walked through the matrix. This is how, right here. This is exactly not maybe not exactly how, but this is a good example of how that would happen. And how far have we come? Because I mean, to try to grasp that years ago, versus now is a big difference, because now we're being shown, and I truly feel this is, divine creator showing us this through the archangels, um, which would be like the birds. We're seeing a lot of birds in the veil, maybe seeing birds around you too in the 3D. Those are huge signs. Just keep paying attention to the signs, the synchronicities. I feel for those who are being targeted right now. I totally identify with what you're going through. You're not alone, even though you probably feel like you're alone. You're not alone. A lot of us are going through some serious shit right now. Homelessness, trying not to be homeless, being targeted by people that think they have power over us, because they're trying to grasp, because of your light. Because of your light. And a lot of them are targeting those who are disabled, older, disabled, or think that they're less than. You're not less than. That's their perception. Try not to take it personal. Q-tip, quit taking it personal. All right? Super important. Not easy to do. But try not to take it personal. That's their perception of crap. It's not you. It's like other people's opinions do not define who I am. For I am me, and you are you. I'm not someone else's opinion of me. Do you know what I'm saying? So just, it's important to keep practicing those principles in your daily life, and keeping your vibration high. And even if you could put post-it notes around to remember, to keep reminding you. It's super important, because it's going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. You are the diamond. And how does a diamond get made? It gets compressed in a lot of pressure, in a lot of heat, with a lot of coal, right? And that's what they're doing to us. They're cooking us, for Pete's sakes. It's like easy bake oven out there every day with this fake sun. So I hope everyone's doing well. Just keep on keeping on. Keep just positive affirmations. If you feel like you're getting beat, and I've been doing this too, believe me, I'm speaking from experience here. I have a landlord that's a total slumlord, that for some reason thinks that, I don't know what he thinks, but the way he's showing me is he thinks I'm less than him. Your title after your name means diddly shit to me. You're a Joe Blow that's running a complex that will be replaced in a year or two. You just don't matter to me. So what? I'm not going to let you think you have any kind of power over me for something I am not even doing. That's the other thing. Like, most of you aren't even doing anything, and you're just meeting adversity and meeting conflict, and it's just like, just keep staying, going within, going to God, Creator, however that is for you. Positive affirmations. This too shall pass, right? This too shall pass. This too shall pass. It's a moment in time. You are stronger than you even understand, even when you don't feel like you are. Okay? So, and I'm helping me by saying this too, because I'm done with people thinking that they can screw with me and take advantage of me and think I'm a doormat or whatever they think. It's pretty fucking weird to me. Um, but you just gotta hit them with your smarts, you know. And they believe me, when especially with those who like having landlord issues, they're slumlords. They don't want you to understand. They do not want you to know your rights. And if you start talking about your rights, you're gonna start. I am, because I know my civil rights. I know my tenant rights. And this place should be on the news that I live in. It's newsworthy. It's definitely newsworthy what I'm experiencing, and I've come very close to getting the news involved. But then I think, how much do I really want to invest in that? I just want to move forward. I want to move on. I seek peace. That's what I truly seek, peace. Should stuff be exposed? Yeah. Yeah, it should. You're talking about mold, you're talking about rodents, you're talking about putting people's health at risk, and then flipping it back. And it's not just me, it's other tenants in here, and then flipping it back on the tenant, which is you're a slumlord. You're a shitbag, you know? And it's okay to talk like that. It doesn't mean you're not enlightened. It just means you're speaking your truth, and you see what you see and you call it like it is. And that's a gift, my friend. It's when you're stifling it and shoving it down and not speaking your truth. Um, that's toxic to you. And nobody is worth that. Nobody is worth that. Okay? Not nobody. So I hope everyone's doing well. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep moving forward. And do what you got to do, to keep your vibration high. And you are more powerful than you even understand. And never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. Peace.